Hello everyone, it is the friendly neighborhood gaming weasel with another video. Xaku, one of the most interesting warframes in my opinion, one that can be used in 90% of scenarios inside a warframe, one that is not so hard to obtain, and one that is going to be very useful inside of the new game modes coming April 27th with the update Angels of Zariman. Now, before we actually start the video, a like, a comment and a subscribe would be greatly appreciated by me to have 5,000 weasels running around and spreading the love. So doing that would be greatly appreciated by me. Now, Xaku is obtained by completing the Heart of Deimos quest, at least his blueprint is, and you can obtain his parts by doing Cambion Adrift bounties, so even newish players can definitely get him pretty easily. Now, can they make the build that I'm going to be showing? I have no idea. We'll see about that when we actually get to it. His passive, he has a 25% chance of running through enemy incoming attacks without taking any damage, and he also has a 25% damage reduction against area and effect attacks, or damage I guess, so pretty okay passive, nothing to write home about, but his abilities definitely are. Zata's Whisper applies void damage on your weapons, bonus void damage. This ability is very good. The first ability you're gonna have to activate, and has a really long duration time, but that won't be an issue and you'll see why. Grasp of Loke. You basically take the guns of enemies and then you shoot them back at them, doing void damage, scaling void damage, so it scales off of enemy levels, which is awesome. The Lost is his third ability, containing 3 different abilities, but Deny and Accuse we're not going to focus on. You're not going to use these abilities, you're rarely going to use these abilities with Xaku, but Gaze is the one that we're going to be looking at. Now, this ability reduces the enemy's armor by a maximum of 100%, so that is very good. Basically, you cast Gaze on an enemy, he acts as a beacon, I guess, has a certain radius around him depending on your range, and then all the enemies that walk inside of that circle or are inside of that circle have a damage reduction of that certain percentage that you have on your Xaku. At the vast untime, you shed out your skin, expose your exoskeleton, you do void damage. Basically, when you shed your skin, void damage is dealt to the enemies nearby. You have a 75% dodge chance, so keep that in mind. It's not a damage reduction, it's just a dodge chance, which is, it's okay. And also, you have a 20% move, a speed bonus, and an ability duration pause, and that is one of the best things that you can possibly have. You also have a slow effect on enemies, but that's not that important. So how are you gonna play Xaku? Basically, you are gonna go around, find a good camping spot. Because of the Gaze ability, you're gonna have to stay still in one position, not move around a lot if you want to reduce the enemy's armor in that certain area, so you're gonna have to stay still. So casting Gaze, then Zata's Whisper, and then Grasp of Loke. Either one in either order, it doesn't really matter which one you cast first. Usually the way I cast it is Zata's Whisper, Grasp of Loke, and then Gaze, and then I cast the Vast on Time. Cast the Vast on Time always last, so you pause your duration, and then what do you have to do is basically stand still and let your enemy's guns kill themselves, basically. And then every couple of seconds, every 25 seconds for me I think, just recast Vast on Time and over and over and over again. Now, bringing a good weapon like Ignis Wraith would be very good. For me, it's 2 reasons, because sometimes my guns that I steal off of enemies don't really work the way they should, I don't know. Maybe it's because of the fire rate, or maybe it's because of the range, or I guess the radius they shoot at, but it just doesn't seem to be working for me. Now, the build looks something like this. It is a pretty simple build, I guess. I do have 6 forma on him. I've been forming him for the last 2 hours. A couple of things that can be changed out. You can change out adaptation for rolling guard. You can change out, of course, Umbral Intensify and Vitality for Ordinary Vitality and Ordinary Intensify. Now, the power strength is going to be a little bit less. So it's going to be a damage reduction maybe, or an armor reduction of the enemies of around 97%. For me, currently at 194 power strength, my damage reduction 97, but I do have growing power, which when I apply a status effect on enemies, I will increase my power strength by 25%. That's why I use the Ignis Wraith, because Ignis Wraith basically is heat damage. Apply that to the enemy and then cast all of my abilities, and then basically I have a 100% armor reduction on enemies. And of course, Sure-Footed can be changed out for Prime Sure-Footed. I do have Prime Sure-Footed for 100% stagger, I guess, resistance, but I don't have the Endo to level it up, so I'm using Ordinary Sure-Footed. A couple of things that you maybe can try out, maybe an increased range with Cunning Drift, or maybe you could try out putting Power Drift, so you have a little bit more power strength. It really is dependent on you and how you want to play it. It is Warframe. You can customize your weapons and warframes the way you want to, so you don't have to, I guess, worry about that. He is, as I said, very useful. He's going to be very useful in the new game mode, and I do prefer you definitely get him until then. Sadly, the I guess XP booster is gonna run out soon, so you're not gonna level him up that fast, but until 27th you have 2 days left, so you should be able to do at least something to get Xaku and get him leveled up. A great Warframe, an incredible Warframe, not just for Steel Path or the new game modes, just in general. I do run Lith missions with him because, or not Lith missions, but Relic missions, because Capture, Exterminate basically can do those pretty easily, so you don't have to worry about it. So yeah, definitely a great Warframe, a good pickup, and if you possibly can, get him as soon as possible. This has been the Gaming Weasel. Leave a like, a comment, and do subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. The Gaming Weasel over and out.